All right, 1 month in Dallas, and we've learned a lot, but we still got several months to go. One big thing, though, the first month of the year, in the first 30 days or so, getting that Western Canadian road trip out of the way. The Wings just wrapped it up Monday night. They went 3-1 on the road trip. Tell me what you noticed about the boys' efforts on the road.
Well, I think they won on the road how you should. I mean, it's difficult to go on the road and win hockey games, and they won by playing solid defense, doing a lot of things that help you win on the road. They went into a tough place in Vancouver and won. Calgary's been playing well. Edmonton's always a tough place to play. You know, they didn't play nearly as well last night in Winnipeg, but to come away from a road trip 3-1, they're probably pretty happy.
And I think something that needs to be said and noticed, really, the Wings are second in the Eastern Conference, just a few points behind first. They're doing what they need to do as far as wins are concerned, but they seem to be doing it. They're scoring a lot of goals, but the defense has really been showing up, and the goaltending. The other night, Calgary on Friday night was the only time they let up more than 2 goals all year.
Yeah, I think they've been solid defensively. Jimmy Howard's been good. Their whole goaltending has been good. Mrazek played well. Gustafson's come in and played well. Defensively, you know, in the last 4 or 5 games especially, they've really shored things up. I think early on they were a little bit too run and gun, and they were losing some games that they might necessarily should not have lost. And on this road trip, they found a way to win. And that's how they got to play from here on out. Even at home, they got to continue to play like they're doing right now.
And I guess I should correct myself. Counting last night, that would be more than 2 goals, obviously 4. But either way, it's a very impressive effort, and they're getting more help as the season goes along. We've seen the return of the quickster Darren Helm, and every time you see that guy take to the ice, he's always going to put on a show with his speed. So how important is that to get him back in the lineup?
Well, he's a key element for their team, obviously. He's going to be probably the third-line center. He can chip in here and there. He's great on the penalty kill. He creates a lot of energy and creates a lot with his speed. He's one of probably the fastest players in the National Hockey League. So we really like to see how, hopefully he can stay healthy. He's a tough 18 months for him, and if he can come back, stay healthy, he's a huge addition for the Red Wings. It's like adding a player at the trade deadline, and the guys have been sitting around waiting to play.
I want to touch on the young guys, though, because they're also, you know, the superstars in waiting. And Danny DeKeyser, local boy from Macomb, Michigan, put up his, local is an in-state, put up his first NHL career goal last night. So just kind of tell me about the young guys' contributions that you've noticed so far.
Oh, very good. I mean, he's obviously been steady right from the get-go. Tatar stepped in and played very well. You know, they have a lot of other guys, too, that are contributing. Anderson's still very young, but DeKeyser's a guy that's playing top 4 minutes. Who would have thought he'd been as valuable as he has been? You know, last year when he stepped in and he didn't look out of place right from the get-go. So he's a big, long body, long reach, incredible skater, and he's going to be in this league for an awfully long time if he continues to do what he does. And they got other players too that are still down in the minors, Nyquist and players like that, or will be given an opportunity probably sooner than later.
Definitely. We saw what they could do up here at Center Ice the past few months, so they're chomping at the bit to get out there in the Joe and the other NHL arenas. One other question I kind of want to ask you, it's a little ways away, we'll talk more about it in future Drake's Takes, but Winter Classic coming up obviously in under 2 months now. The alumni game is going to be huge. We got all sorts of guys, Fedorov coming back for that.
Yep.
The one thing I want to ask you about today, I know they're starting production. HBO does that follow-around series where they're with the teams leading up to the games. What do you think, what's that like, you know, having a camera crew kind of around you day in and day out leading up to a game like that?
Well, I mean, I've never been a part of an alumni game like that, but speaking from guys that have been in that situation, I mean, they have no problem with it. I mean, there's a lot of camera crews. The only difference is, you know, it's now they're coming in your hotel room, seeing what you're doing on the road, which normally they wouldn't do that. And they're at the rink a lot. They're on the bus a lot, which players are somewhat accustomed to. Just now, it seems like every step you take, they want to know what you're doing and why you're doing it, and it makes for good TV. But the players, you know, it's not a big deal to them. They enjoy it.
I saw an applicator tweet. He said he was really excited about it. So that was at the start. Maybe 10 days in, he was saying, hey, I need 5 minutes to myself.
Right.
But either way, it should be a fun series to follow. And, of course, the Winter Classic will be awesome, as always, held at the Big House. So we'll touch more on that in future interviews.
Look forward to it.
All right, man.